front of you so that you can get started as we create room for other people to follow in. And so that we have that opportunity to really connect. So karibu sana. Even as you come to the front. Yes, if you see a seat in front of you, please occupy one if it's not reserved. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, welcome again. This is Zayed Sustainability Prize. Zayed concentrates on 4 key areas: food, energy, health, and water, and also global high schools. You're here to learn what it's all about, what is going to happen, what do you need to do to be connected, what do you need to do to tap into this ecosystem. And our friends from Gembe will be taking us through that. They have gone ahead and partnered with the Association of Startups and SMEs Enablers of Kenya, ASEC. ASEC is an organization that really supports the ecosystem of startups and SMEs, which we will talk to you and tell you what that more is. But before we get started, we'd like to situate you, tell you what is where. If something happens, how do you save your life and get out of here? And so allow me to welcome Tamarind Security to just give us a brief on that. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes.
Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is John, Safety and Security Manager, Tamarind Hotel, and across the group. So I'd like to take you quickly on safety and security brief. So today, we do not have any fire drill. So in case of fire alarm, we have 3 exit doors in this room. So the first exit door is this one, well identified. The next one at the far end. And behind this one, we still have another exit route, whereby we can also find ourselves behind the premises. So immediately you leave through this door, turn to your left, first the swimming pool. Next to perimeter fence, that's where we have the assembly point. We can all assemble there. But what we normally do is, in case when we are busy and we have such kind of alarms, we normally communicate immediately, whether we need to evacuate or not, because sometimes it could be very busy. Like today, we are extremely very busy. So guests taking shower, the alarm can trigger. In case of minor injuries while within the hotel premises, we have first aiders on duty who can administer quick first aid. So you only need to keep in touch with the waiters who are serving you, then we'll be in a position to get the first aiders to administer first aid. Anything past that, we have hotel doctor, and we have hotels that we have a contract with to take care of our guests in case of any need. In terms of washrooms, from this point, you can visit 2 washroom areas. We have some next to Tamambo restaurant, and others just behind this wall. Just outside through this door, turn to your left, just behind. So both male and female can visit over there. When it comes to smoking, all our premises is non-smoking, including conference rooms, but we have a designated smoking area. When we are out through this door, along the corridor, at the far end next to Dawaba, that's where we can get a designated smoking area for the guest. In terms of COVID-19, we are still observing the protocols. It's good when we're in the public spaces. It's good to have face mask all the time. We still have sanitizers as you enter, mounted along the wall. And when we are going for meals, mostly when we are serving, you'll be required to sanitize your hands or wash your hands and have face mask as you go to guest areas where we have food. Security-wise, we are doing well. We don't have any major issues today, this morning, along Nairobi region. So in case you see our normal discipline forces, those who are in uniform, you should not worry. They are with us. They normally take patrol, and they are staying with us. Some of them are working within the hotel premises. Great. That's what I have for you this morning, unless there's any question that I can respond before I leave. Great. Without no question, I wish you the best. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Great.
Thank you. Let's give him a round of applause again as he leaves. All right, so I'll start with just kind of understanding how we're ending up here today. And I'd like to pose a question to all of us. When you talk about sustainable businesses, what are we talking about? What comes to your mind when you say sustainable business, sustainability? And anybody can just shoot your hand up. Or I can point you out. Make it easier for yourself. Hi, madam. How are you? Could you tell us? Tell us your name, tell us where you're from, how did you end up here, and what is sustainability?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Patricia Omondi. I'm from Net Zero Africa. I ended up here, I sort of was on Twitter, and I saw something about the Zayed Sustainability Prize. I decided to follow up, registered. Then I got an email about, this opportunity. So for me, in a nutshell, sustainability is using materials, products, resources in energy, in water, in a sustainable manner. That means we use everything that we produce, or what we produce, we put to use, in a nutshell. So like if it's energy, equal energy, when you get net zero, energy produced equals energy used. If it is waste, the waste you produce, you turn it to value. When it is water, there's gray water. You have some water that you can reuse, within a house or, landscaping and stuff. So in a nutshell, for me, that's what sustainability is. And then you've got a whole industry that works together to get this moving.
Thank you, Patricia. Could I request another mic, please? And you can help me just put it around. Yes, come. So she's talked about ensuring that the resources that we have, we use them and then put them back into use. So reducing that wastage gap. Anybody else would like to give it a go? Reducing that wastage gap, encouraging circularity, yeah? Reducing whatever waste that we put out. Anybody else? There you go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Susan, and I'm from a fancy agricultural technology company called Hello Tractor. And the thing about sustainability for me, initially I used to think it only impacts in the environment, but then other than just environment, it is the sort of like innovation or a business that has a positive impact towards the community as well, the society, the economy. So it's not just the environment.
Thank you for that introduction. I mean, who comes and says we have a very, very innovative app, right? Thank you for that. Sustainability goes beyond the environment and also to our communities. Thank you. Anybody else? Let me just brag about Pullman. Please give them a mic. These two gentlemen, one of them here, because they are B Corp. And B Corps are companies that are certified to have the highest social and environmental performance, legal accountability, and public transparency.
Hello, my name is Alec Bernstein. I'm a co-founder of PAL Water right here in Nairobi. And I think of sustainability in three realms: social sustainability, which was just mentioned, for the community; environmental sustainability, as well as economic sustainability. It's all good if you can reuse water, but if you're not sustainable as a company to be able to sustain yourself in the long term, then it doesn't do any good in the long run. So I see those social, environmental, and economic, financial sustainability as three key pillars that overall I view as full sustainability in that way.
Thank you. Three key pillars: economic, social, and environmental. So we're using the resources that we have affecting the communities. One more person. Could we give that gentleman right there a mic, please?
Good morning. My name is Francis from Harry Homes. And I got to know about this through online, Twitter, and then I got an email inviting me in. So sustainability to me is the ability to use readily available resources without looking for energies elsewhere or outside yourself. Yeah.
Using the available resources without having to look for or rely on resources outside of what is immediately available to you. So being self-sustaining in a way. All right, thank you. A gentleman there in very nice glasses, hi. Could you kindly close this this loop and tell us what you think sustainability is? There's a mic for you there.
Yeah, so I think we covered a lot of the key components of sustainability: environmental, social. I'll focus on financial because many of the problems that we're confronted with in the region are deeply entrenched and they require big solutions that aren't necessarily addressable through philanthropy. So financial sustainability is also important. The ability to generate profit while doing good.
The ability to generate profit when doing good. So I work at B-Lab, the business development and programs manager there. B-Lab, we are an organization that actually certifies businesses. And one of our key requirements is you must be registered as a for-profit business. Why? Because you must exist in a competitive environment. You must be able to have a solution that actually affects people and the planet, but also you must be able to make profit so that you're sustainable. So if a majority of your income is coming from philanthropy, we can't sustain you, certify you, because then you're not a business for profit. But your business, you're a non-profit business. So our goal is to be able to help entrepreneurs as B-Lab, but also as ASEC, in a way that empowers your business to be able to provide and make profit, but also be good for the people and the planet. And together, we'll be able to change our economic systems, because our economic systems must empower our businesses to solve our problems, us as Africans. Are we together? And so Zayed is here to kick us off, to help us understand what that is. You have the solution, you have your intervention, but you need the financial muscle. Zayed comes to give you a little kicker in that place, how you can be able to go ahead and use your business, use organization to be able to make this good. Are we together? All right. Business for good. So the first person to speak to us on the program, as you can see, is Mercy Kimalat, who is not here. She's the CEO of ASEC. As I said, I'm their secretary, and I'll take you through what ASEC does as we continue the program. So you can cue the PowerPoint for me, please. I have a clicker. You see, they didn't prepare me. Oh, yeah, that's me. Somebody else should be doing this. I'm not supposed to do this. Okay. So on behalf of Masiki Milat, I would like to take you through what the Association of Startups and SMEs Enablers of Kenya is. So it's an association of the enablers of the startup and SMEs ecosystem. So we are a membership-based association that brings together and represents the interests of ESOs, entrepreneurship support organizations, who really provide that key enterprise services to Kenyan startups so that they're able to scale their growth and their impact. We really focus on 5 areas. We want to be able to drive policy and agenda for our members with the government, with the development partners and investors, so that we're able to really develop a very rigorous ecosystem that has standards and guidelines in how SMEs and startups are treated in Kenya. And by doing that, we focus on policy. We also believe that if you want to go ahead, to go fast, you can go alone. But if you want to go further, you must take people with you. And so we believe in collaboration. And in this pillar, we are aiming to ease the sharing of information, of knowledge, and best practices between the members and forge collaborations with stakeholders. So the association itself has members, but we represent a whole ecosystem of people who are not even members yet. So we come together so that we're able to forge collaborations within the membership, but also within the ecosystem, because we become a voice for the ecosystem in Kenya. We believe that for us to be able to maximize the potential that we have to play on a universal international platform. And so nationalism, I'm a Kikuyu, sorry, is very important to us. We actively promote and position the Kenyan entrepreneurial ecosystem internationally. By so doing, we are able to increase that discoverability for support and for investments. As you know, if you're playing somewhere in a rural area, nobody knows about you, regardless of how good your innovation is or intervention, then you don't do yourself some justice if you don't create some visibility for yourself. And we seek to do that for our ecosystem, for our members, and for really anybody that is in this space in Kenya. how we do that is we need to prep them, right, before they get that to international platform. And so capacity building is very key, is very central for us. We want to be able to capacity build and help professionally our members to strengthen their services of startups and SMEs. Finally, we empower them by being a bridge, by being a linkage to them, where we scout and then facilitate opportunities through collaborations and partnerships. Right now, we currently have a slightly above 55 Kenyan innovation hubs that really span across different sectors. We have co-working spaces, we have accelerators, we have consultants, we have even investors. As you can see there, my clicker. That is B-Lab right there. Close the Gap is in Mombasa. And what they do in the circularity space, they actually do e-waste. They take laptops and phones and then refurbish them and then put them back in the market. We have Nakuru Box. Where is Nakuru Box? Right there. And George Wayne is here and he'll be taking us through a session today telling us what it is that you do. We have Mowgli, that is amazing. It links entrepreneurs with seasoned mentors who are able to work with these entrepreneurs for a year. We have Sustainable Business Consulting, who is also a B Corp, and the business is actually in empowering businesses to be able to be sustainable. We have Panda Labs by WWF, that is very much in the conservation space. We have Lawyers Hub, I can't see it. It's somewhere. We have Lawyers Hub, we have NILAB, we have SME Support Center, as you can see, and Pangia, Strathmore University. So we have members that are spanning across different sectors, from agriculture, energy, blue economy, consulting, bringing together these businesses so that they're able. And remember, they are ESOs, right? Entrepreneurship Support Organizations, and under them they have a bunch of SMEs and startups that they actually support. So if you want to connect to any SMEs, this is a place to be, because you connect with the organizations that actually convene them, and then you can have access to them. Our partners over time, since our inception in 2019, have been, can you hear me? Okay, have been spanning across different things. So we have GIZ, we have Ministry of Industrialization in Kenya, Kenya Konza, that have actually helped us work together, and the Association of Countrywide Hubs also is a very close partner with us. So when you look at the pillars in focus, what have we been able to achieve under the policy pillar? We were able to actually start a bill and put it to the legislative arms of government. It passed through the Senate and it's now sitting in the National Assembly. This bill is aimed at recognizing startups to be able to receive both physical and non-physical incentives. With the adoption, we will continue to hold public participation forums across different counties in Kenya. So when you hear a call out for this, please get involved, because what this bill is supposed to do is determine who is a startup, determine who is an SME, determine what is the due diligence that these organizations are supposed to have, even the burden that comes with compliance. When you think about taxation and the like, should it be the same as bigger and larger corporates, or should it be different? So let your voice be heard, and when they call out for the public participation forums, please come through and let your voice be represented. Also, what we've been able to do is through the innovation ecosystem, we have been able to develop a code of conduct. As you know, in this space, it's hard to regulate ethical mannerisms. So this code of conduct is supposed to help organizations that are in this space on how they relate with one another. We were able to hold regional participatory forums in Kisumu, Eldoret, Nairobi, and Mombasa. And in February of 25th last year, we were able to actually sign it. It really just provides a framework of how different stakeholders would engage in a fair and just manner. Because we are players who are kind of delivering the same service. So how do we ensure that we are being fair in the distribution of services and the like? We've also been able to work with our youth on agriculture and policies, where we've been able to develop and strengthen agricultural policies to increase youth and women involvement to create more jobs. Through a project called Agri Jobs for Youth, we are going to have a satellite focus in Western Kenya, and then after that we're going to scale. The project is focused on really developing entrepreneurship businesses that are in agriculture with a more focus on the youth. So again, when the call out goes, please be sure to engage and tell anyone that will be helpful. Our second pillar being empowerment and member engagement. What have we been able to do so far? We are able to help our members with revenue generation, therefore contributing to that economic pillar of sustainability through innovation projects. As you can see there, we have Ongoza, Nakuru Box, Growth Africa, who are our members who have been able to actually get projects that they have been able to have access through ASEC. What we also do is create an opportunity for our members to spotlight what it is that they do. And we have been able to carry out 20 features showing and showcasing what these innovation hubs do and the kind of impact they have. So post the delivery of their service, what happens after that? And we do this through articles and podcasts that happen. We also hold community barazas where we engage inter-hub engagements and build vibrant communities. The last one happened last Friday where it was just meet up, networking, having fun, getting to understand what happens so that we are able to develop collaborations and partnerships from a place where we have trust, from a place where we have ethical responsibility, and not just being driven by a need and you don't know who you're dealing with. But we need to develop those relationships that actually can birth very significant, pertinent, and specific solutions to our specific ecosystem. We've also been able to build visibility and positioning by putting out newsletters. We have had more than 20 newsletters, and we also partner with media houses where we are able to actually feature our members on these media houses. So we've done that with Interpol TV. We've been on the Business Daily. I think we've done that with K24 as well. And any opportunity that comes, we don't look at it as just ASEC because our members are actually the ones that go ahead and speak on our behalf. On the pillar of internationalization, we have a project called We Do. It's funded by GIZ. It is about diaspora remittance project. It really leverages on diaspora remittances to boost small-scale startups and micro enterprises with financial grants and business coaching and mentorship. So how it works is a business or somebody could be in Norway, could be in Germany, and they know of a business here that they want to support, and they will encourage this business to kind of put in an application, and then they'll give them like an angel funding. And after that, GIZ will provide them with the coaching that they need. And if they're successful, GIZ will double what the angel investing actually gave in the first place. We've been able to roll out 228 projects, and we've been able to support more than 120 entrepreneurs throughout. We've gotten funding worth more than 30 million Kenya shillings, and we are getting into phase 3. And here we'll be able to scale up and support 100 plus early stage entrepreneurs. So far, the coaches come from the ASEC membership, so we've had 4 organizations that have actually played as coaches. For capacity building, we've been able to give our members capacity building. In the last year, we were able to have a session on the Kenya Business Regulatory Toolkit. What is that toolkit? What does it involve? What does it mean for ESOs? And what is the level of compliance and regulatory matters? And for them to understand that with ease. We're also able to deliver digital leadership marketing webinar where we were able to be taught on how to create a brand strategy and its correlation with efficiency and success in the organization. We also had a session on situational leadership. How do you manage your employees as a manager in these hubs that we are working with? And lastly, I was able to present a session on how to measure impact for the hubs that we have in those key areas that we've talked about. Under collaboration, we were able to enhance ICT infrastructure, creating a link between academia and innovation hubs. We were able to do this by hosting over 10 engagements, and this was with ICT Norway. Currently, we have an ESO digitization project. We all know tech is the next way. We need to be able to identify our ESOs wherever they are in the country, and there's no other way to do that than to map them and have a GPO around it. So that is happening now. If you want more details, you can talk to Modoni. Modoni should be at the back, the lady in a red dress, and she'll be able to tell you how you can be able to participate in this so that we are able to map out, and also you can send an email to info@asec.ke. By digitizing ESOs, we are able to have systems and processes to ensure that you increase your growth and your impact, because that will be the repository that investors are going to use to see what does the ecosystem look like in Kenya. Or even people who are willing to capacity build, how does that ecosystem look like in Kenya? This is a roadmap that leads there. Our impact as ASEC, we've been able to meet more than 600 participants across diverse engagement initiatives. We have been able to support 55 plus ESOs, create 5 innovation projects, 5 ecosystem dialogues, 2 policy initiatives, and really help 269 entrepreneurship projects. We have been able to support 116 projects to be funded, and we have had 15 members profiled so far. 18 million Kenyan shillings has been funding that has been channeled to entrepreneurs. 6 billion plus Kenyan shillings is revenue that has been generated. And they're thinking, this is not much. It is a lot. ASEC was actually born and created in 2019. So all this work has been done since 2019 and throughout the pandemic to actually get to where we are. So thank you very much. That is our website and our info. If you want to contact us, you want to get in touch with us, you are welcome to do so. Thank you very much. That's how you transition from yourself to another person. Next, I'd like to call our Gembe team that will take us through what Zayed is all about. Karibuni sana. Let's give him a round of applause as they come.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dinah. I'm from Gembe Consultants. I learned a word in Kenyan language this morning, so Jambo. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm here to speak on the Zayed Sustainability Prize. What we've done so far, the brief about the whole prize, and I'll take you through our impact and then how to apply as well. Okay, so Gembe Consultants is the African Communications Outreach Partner, and what we've done over the years, we've been doing this for about 5 years, and what we've done over the years is to basically manage submissions from Africa. We are trying to put Africa on a pedestal. Since this is a global prize, we want to elevate the profile of African entrepreneurs and innovators. So that is what we are doing here. Much to ASEC for giving us this opportunity, and we are grateful. So I'll just give you a brief, okay. All right, thank you. Distance, okay. Can you hear me properly? Is it clear? Okay, so it was established in 2008 by the UAE founding father. So he was very passionate about sustainability and global humanitarianism. So the prize basically rewards small and medium enterprises, as well as NPOs or NGOs. We are also looking at high schools and in how they are impacting their communities, basically. So we've been doing this for the past 14 years. The prize has, So the prize has been able to award about 96 winners, directly and indirectly, and we've been able to impact over 370 million lives across the world. So these are some facts and figures. We've been able to power about 53 million homes, and 442,000 people have been able to gain access to affordable health care. We have about 11 plus million people affording and being able to access clean and affordable drinking water. We have about 100 billion liters of water that have been saved. In terms of food, we all know that food is an issue globally, and we've been able to reach about 2.3 million people with nutritious food. Going down to healthcare, which is, we are tackling maternal healthcare, and we have about 216,000 women who have been able to give birth successfully. Okay, so the prize fund is $3 million. Let me say it again, $3 million, and it's been split into 5 different categories. Each category will be awarded $600,000. So as you are here, think about what you can do with $600,000 for your innovation. We have, the categories are health, food, water, energy, and then global high schools. Now, the difference between the 4 main categories, health, food, water, and energy, and the global high schools is that we'll be awarding 6 different schools in 6 different regions across the world. So with the global high schools, you'd have $100,000 each, and this can actually be a project that you are about to start. But if you are applying in health, food, water, and energy, and you are not a global high school, you should make sure that your project is already on the ground and is running, and then there's impacts for your project. Please, I hope it's clear. Okay, great. So the global high school regions are the Americas. We have Sub-Saharan Africa. We have Middle East and North Africa. We have Europe, Central Asia, South Asia, East Asia, and the Pacific. So those are the global high school world regions that will be looking at. Okay, so now I'll take us through the categories and what's required of you and what would state if you can qualify for the prize. So with health, you're looking at, this category is actually open to organizations that are empowering people to provide access for them to affordable healthcare. So if you are ensuring access to essential, affordable healthcare, you qualify. If you are improving maternal and newborn health, you qualify for the prize. If you're able to prevent and treat waterborne diseases, you also qualify for the prize. And also if you're tackling epidemics, I mean, we've seen a number of startups spring up from the COVID-19 that I think we are still in the COVID-19 era. So if you are tackling epidemics such as that and pandemics such as that and other illnesses across the globe from pollution and hazardous chemicals, you also qualify for the prize. So we're looking at food now. Okay, so this is also open to NPOs, SMEs, NGOs that are empowering people by providing access to safe and affordable food. So, I mean, sometimes I watch CNN, I watch BBC Africa, and it's sad. You see malnourished children, you see people who haven't been able to get the basic nutrients just to live, and they look so bad. So what we are doing is, for the food category, if you are able to decrease hunger and malnutrition, if you are able to ensure sustainability in agricultural productivity and distribution systems, you qualify for the prize, and as well as in sustainable food production, you qualify for the prize. So we move on to energy. So with energy, we are looking for people who are providing access to energy and efficient solutions. So if you are ensuring energy security, if you are improving energy efficiency and infrastructure, you qualify for the prize. And also if you are increasing clean energy production and fostering technology innovations, you qualify for the prize. Water. Okay, so this category is open to organizations that are empowering people by providing access to safe and affordable drinking water. So if you are ensuring access to clean water, sanitation and hygiene, you do qualify. If you are improving water quality, water use efficiency and protecting water-related ecosystems, you do qualify for the prize. So now global high schools. Okay, so just as I said before, the global high schools can apply in any of the four main categories. You can apply in one or two. And what you should do is, it should be a project that would be able to impact the school, the life of the school, and you should also be able to ensure access to quality education in your school as well. So if you haven't started, if you're at global high school here and you haven't started a project, you can apply. Just give us what you are looking for, what you want to do, and it will be good to go. Okay, so I'm just looking at the submission in numbers. For the 2022 cycle, because of COVID, we had to bridge the gap for 2021 applications and 2022 applications. So we received about 4,000 entries across the 5 categories. So we received about 879 in health. We received about 1,201 in food. We have 759 for energy. We have 627 for water, and then 534 global high schools also applied for the prize in the last edition. Okay, so thank you, Asante. I'll be back soon.
Have applause for her, please. A round of applause for her as she goes to her seat. So at this point, I'd like to pause and ask if we have any questions about the Sustainability Prize. Any questions, anything that's not clear? Any clarification? So we've said it's in how many categories are they going to be focusing on? Okay, what are they? Food, water, health, energy, and global high schools. So must your innovation, must your intervention, your solution be already rolled out? It should be. Yes, for the 4 main categories, but for the global high school, you can give an idea and they'll see if they can make an exception, right? How much is the price? 600,000. Okay. How much for high schools? 100. Okay, they got it. They got it. All right. Yes, there's a question there.
All right. Morning, everyone. My name is Vanessa. I work with Young Scientists Kenya. Briefly, it's just an organization that exists to inspire and empower young students to come up with innovations, be the next innovators, be the next founders of startups, SMEs, etc. My question now is in regards to the global high school category. We work with over 600 high schools in the country, in all 47 counties, and we also have a similar competition, maybe not as big, but for me, it's mostly to understand who exactly submits the project. Should it be a teacher? Should it be students? If it's students, what number of students should submit the project? At least I understand it's supposed to only be from the 4 main categories. However, should they have a specific goal towards it? Should they be solving a problem, or it should just be to impact the school and to promote quality education in the school? Where I'm asking this is because I was referred to attend this just to understand what the prize is all about, so I can be able now to share it with our schools for them to get a chance to feature and also win and represent the country. Thanks.
Okay, so thank you very much for your question. With who is supposed to apply from the global high school, it could be the student, it could be the teacher. The application process, I'll get to that probably in the next session. So you don't have to, it doesn't necessarily have to be a teacher or a student. Anybody at all could apply, but it has to be just one person, because we'd ask for your email address and a number and a name. So that's the person representing the innovation, basically. Can you come again with your second question? I think there was another. Okay, yes. So it should be solving a problem in the school, and you should be tackling that. And that should also, as I said in my previous submission, it should be able to, what's the word? Solve the problem, and then also grant quality education access for the school as well. So, have I answered your question? Okay, great. Do we have any more questions, please? Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wesley Auma, and I intern and work for Shakadon organization. We are a non-profit organization that essentially focuses on youth empowerment and youth employment. My question is in regards to the other 4 sections, so not the global high school. So if we currently have solutions that are outside of Kenya, more specific to Somalia, can we still qualify for the prize? Is that possible?
Okay, so to answer your question, yes, we are looking across all of Africa. We do have priority markets though, but as Kenya is actually an emerging hub for innovation, that's why we are here. But yeah, as long as you have an innovation and it's in Africa, you do qualify for the prize. I saw another hand up.
Right, this is Patricia Omondi, Net Zero Africa. It's sort of touching to what Mr. Omo just sort of touched on. If its solution is from outside, but my question was more, is it the project that we are submitting, or is it the solution, or is it a combination? Because suppose the project is here, but the solution is elsewhere. How to combine these 2 things to make it work?
Okay, it looks like you guys are pushing me into my next submission. So I'll just make it brief, but I'll go into detail in the next session. So when you go through the application, mind you, it's a lot. You have to write a lot. You have to be very detailed. So there's a portion that asks you about your company. There's a portion that would ask you about the projects you are doing and also the impacts. Exactly, what you've done so far. So the application will cover every area. Nothing will be left out. What we are looking for is the 3 I's. So that's what we are doing. We are looking at inspiration, we are looking at impact, and we are looking at innovation. So when I say impact, we are looking at how you're affecting your community with your solution. We're looking at innovation. We are looking at how new it is, or are you transforming an old solution? And when I'm talking about inspiration, how are you encouraging others in your ecosystem or in your community to also follow your footsteps? So those are the 3 I's that the whole application is looking at. So you should make sure that when you are applying, you should make sure that you are detailed as much as possible. Nobody is going to call you to ask you that, oh, hello, you wrote this in your submission. What does this mean? So please be very detailed in the submission. Put in all the numbers, your numbers, the impact numbers, put everything in there. And just in case you have any problem, Gembe is here. We'll leave our contacts with ASEC. You can contact us directly. We also have a WhatsApp group, and we have African innovators from across the world on there, and then they come to us, they ask us questions, and in real time we're able to respond to them. We've been hosting submission clinics over the past few months just to encourage African innovators and also to address their problems with the submissions. Do I have any more questions? Okay.
So, in the application, right? If it's a new project, are you using your old earnings on this new project, or what are you using? Because remember, if it's something that's new here, what data are we sharing here? Is it from their previous work, or which one?
Okay, so on the application, there's a part for your financial information. So there's year 1, there's year 2, there's year 3. That is why I said you must be registered and you must be impacting already. So the money that you put there is definitely the funds that you have collated over the past years. So it could be the year 1, it could be the year 2. If you've been in business for 3 years, you can fill everything out. I hope that's clear.
The location doesn't matter.
No. Yeah. Any more questions? I'm walking to my seat. Any more questions? 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm handing over.
A round of applause for her. So I'll flip it and ask, do you have any feedback for them? If anyone feels maybe you could have done this, maybe you could have changed this a bit, any feedback that you could give, that's welcome as well. Okay.
I appreciate you all being here. It's very useful. I was very excited because the first time you were having, you had a session before and I sort of didn't see it. So I was very pleased that you all took your time to come here. It was very encouraging for me. But my question is, if it's possible to do this a bit earlier in the process, because I think the deadline is like, a few days away. That's the only input I'd add to that. But we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patricia. Yes. Any other? Okay, thank you. So I'd like us to shift our attention to the screen. We're going to watch a couple of videos of success stories that have gone through Zayed Sustainability Prize. Over to you, Nana.
Every day, all over the globe, an estimated 350,000 babies are born. But for thousands of women in low-income countries, the sun setting and the loss of light can be the difference between life and death.
Every year, 300,000 mothers and more than 1 million newborns die from complications of pregnancy and childbirth. Maternal and newborn mortality are urgent global health problems. One of the factors that's most often overlooked for healthcare is electricity. Health workers need reliable electricity and bright lighting in order to provide life-saving care. The countries with the highest rates of maternal and newborn mortality are very often the same countries that are suffering from energy poverty or the lack of reliable modern electricity. COVID-19 has actually heightened the need for resilient health centers, and included is the need for reliable electricity. Health workers cannot be expected to provide life-saving care and to treat patients that may have a very contagious infection if they cannot see what they're doing.
In hundreds of thousands of health centers lacking reliable electricity, midwives and doctors struggle to provide critical care in near darkness, relying on candles, kerosene lanterns, and cell phones. health workers are unable to detect life-threatening conditions or provide essential services. Emergency cesarean sections and other life-saving procedures are postponed or even canceled. The consequences are often tragic.
Hundreds of thousands of health centers across the globe lack reliable electricity. In fact, in some places, they have no power at all. About 99% of maternal deaths happen in low-income countries.
As an obstetrician, I know the importance of electricity. Health workers are paired in trying to provide life-saving care, including conducting safe procedures, administering medications, starting intravenous lines, conducting surgeries, providing resuscitations on newborns. They are struggling, trying to provide care for something that we consider a joyous event here in this country. Around the world, millions of women are struggling in near darkness to survive something that's so basic, giving birth.
No woman should have to die given life.
We Care Solar is giving health workers the power to save lives. As one physician explained, we are witnessing what light means in communities where night means death to those in need of emergency care after the sun goes down.
As a doctor, I practiced for 7 years in facilities where having electricity at night was burdening. You imagine being in the middle of an operation and power goes off. It's very impossible to say you cannot see. If you can see a mother, you can do to understand what she is going through. You can take the right history. You can do adequate examination. You can take observations. And so you can do a right delivery. So you put the mother at risk of death. You put the newborn at risk of death.
Every woman has the right to a safe delivery. Every health center is entitled to reliable electricity. And renewable energy offers an immediate and sustainable solution to the global problem of energy deficiency in healthcare. Rooted in first-hand experience, We Care Solar was founded by a physician's empathy for health workers and their patients.
We Care Solar began in Nigeria trying to serve a few clinics. We now are a global nonprofit serving thousands of health centers, working country by country to ensure that every remote health center has reliable electricity and lighting to save lives in childbirth. We do this in partnership, working with health ministries, international NGOs, UN agencies, building an entire coalition to ensure that every health center can be equipped with life-saving electricity and light.
Basically, what we are trying to do is to ensure that these spaces and these health centers can have access to reliable electricity.